Hello everyone, today we have a gold conquest run using the most recent SnapBattleArena tournaments winning deck, and I have to say that this is a very close build to a deck that I've featured a couple of times on the channel, and it kind of makes me proud that it is so close to a list that I had. However, the winner, JUNGcat, made one crazy pivotal change that I think takes this one even further over the edge than it already was. So previously in this build, I was using an Iceman for a low curve. In case we didn't draw the Kitty Pryde early, we still had something to do every single turn. But JUNGcat cut that and added in Legion instead. Legion offers so much control and the ability to surprise the opponent with big cube games and just the mind games that it provides once the opponent knows that he is in your deck. It makes it really hard for them to efficiently position their cards, knowing that you can yank away key locations or turn locations that may be locked down into locations that you can directly play into. And the rest of the deck runs just about the same way as it was running when I featured it before. However, with the Legion change, it is kind of important to know that I don't run this one so much leaning on the Kitty Pryde every single game. Now if we can get an early Kitty Pryde, maybe we get a 4 power, a 6 power, an 8 power Kitty Pryde, it doesn't have to be that we go all in and double it down with Shuri and just need that impact. It is okay being just a mid-range card, and then sometimes maybe we skip to drop the Angela, to drop the Jeff, to drop the Captain Marvel, so we have the ability to impact multiple lanes and still do a big impactful Legion into Kitty Pryde, Taskmaster into Kitty Pryde, and just pressure the entire board, making it hard for the opponent to position their cards. And so this one was able to win the tournament. It took the whole thing down, and in that tournament there were a lot of the Silk Craven movement decks. There were a lot of the one that Moyen ran in the Twitch Rivals tournament, the Brood deck, and this one was able to top all of them. And JUNGcat is a very good meticulous player, so that has some things to do with it, but overall the deck has an incredible amount of power potential output, and it feels really strong in the metagame that we currently have. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. If you're not currently subscribed, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. I would love having you guys here. I love seeing the community grow, but let's go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. I hope you guys enjoy. Sure that this wins, but they're pretty restricted. I'm kind of hoping they have at least a handful of rocks in their hand. They went with the crystal, trying to leverage and draw through additional resources to get their Silver Surfer. Oh, I forgot. My bad. The rocks break the tracker, at least for now. The Untapped team is working on a solve, but for now it does break it. So the Forge, ooh, into the Brood in the right lane. That is brutal. And then the Silver Surfer comes down, and then the Rock, it is not quite going to be able to do it. And we do get them to stay for 4 big cubes here. We will take it where we can. Without the rocks now, we should be good to turn back on the spliced up vertical tracker. I spoke with the Untapped team, and they said that they're working on updating it for the widescreen model, and I do think they're going for a vertical approach, which I think is definitely gonna be the way to go. It just looks and uses that dead space a little bit better than like the old style. So Sanctum Sanctorum, we have the vision to move over there, or we could play Legion. I think we're going to go Hulkbuster here. That gives us value in this lane and into maybe a Shuri or into maybe a Captain Marvel. And then we could do Shuri Legion, or maybe we do Shuri Captain Marvel, or Shuri and then Vision. But yeah, we could do Shuri and the Vision. I don't know. They didn't play for the first couple of turns again, but they go with a Storm. Okay, interesting. We get a decent amount of power here through... We can always play back into that location with Legion, which is, I think Legion is just a good, solid mid-range value card. At 5/8, it's always great, and then it can get you into these hard-to-win locations that otherwise other decks may just beat you on. Okay, let's go ahead and snap on it. I was thinking it through. I think we're just gonna go for like a flat Vision next turn, and then Chavez. It's not fantastic, but it is what it is. If they have something like Juggernaut, it's fine here. The Brood is going to be scary. I don't know that we can overpower that. Maybe if we just lean in with like a Vision, but is that worthwhile? I don't know. I don't know if it's worthwhile or not. We can go Legion and then play their next turn. or we can go Vision. We can go Vision into the Chavez line again. I think the Chavez is more than the Shuri and armor. I don't know what we were doing last game. I think the Vision into the Chavez is going to be the line to go with. It's either that or actually Legion Kitty Pryde is going to be a little bit more power, especially with the lake being in the left lane. We can get some extra value there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so they do have the Sarah reduction. Once again, they can only play 3 cards. They could maybe have a Jeff, potentially for the Sanctum Sanctorum. We have initiative, so if they do Killmonger, if they do Nova, Killmonger, Silver Surfer, it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, it'd go up to 20. This would beat that in this lane, but the other 2 would be the potential issue. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in. This is 10 extra power. If they have a Killmonger, 12 extra power, unless they have a Killmonger. And so we'll see. The Maximus comes down. The Rogue has nothing to steal. The Silver Surfer does come down. It's going to make it very, very close. But Captain Marvel is going to have enough leeway to be able to move over into the right lane. And I did not think that she was going to be able to. I thought it was going to be a point differential. But instead, she had just enough reach to be able to go into the 2. We will take the 2-round sweep in the Gold Conquest. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. All right, next up we have Dinghy Allen, and we've played against Dinghy quite a bit over the year that this game has been around, almost a year live. But I think Dinghy played during the beta as well. So we have the Kitty Pryde on 1, which we didn't get any. We didn't get that in the last battle at all, and it was only a couple of rounds, but. Nonetheless, we also didn't draw our Taskmaster last game either. I mean, with the Kitty Pryde, the Forge, I almost want to snap here. The Craven. Okay, so this was a very popular deck in the tournament, and JUNGcat was able to overcome this monstrosity that was this deck. And this is a very common deck. So that's kind of like going to be the bar. If a deck cannot do well against the Silk Craven package very often or very well, it is not going to do well consistently in the meta. You need to be able to do well against the Silk Craven package, or all is going to kind of be lost. So the Spider-Man bounces into Atlantis, and then it bounces back into Asteroid M because of the location. Unfortunately, that does get a little bit of an early buff onto the Craven. We're hoping that it doesn't hit too many, and Dinghy did snap against us, so we'll see. We could do Captain Marvel here. I mean, a good solid 8-power Kitty Pryde is honestly nothing to shrug about. We could do Shuri into Vision into something like Legion plus Kitty Pryde on the last turn. That gives us a lot of reach, a lot of value. And if we draw a Taskmaster, then we can do Shuri into Vision into Taskmaster Kitty Pryde. Let's go ahead and snap into it. We are hoping that we draw into our Taskmaster here, but if not, that's okay. We're not going to lean. So last time I featured this deck, I leaned very heavily on the Kitty Pryde. I don't think that you necessarily need to. Being able to drop a 1-cost 8-power is already just such solid value that I don't think you need to just try to cheese it every single way that you can. There's the Taskmaster. So the beautiful Taskmaster coming into play. They have this lane pretty full. They have a lot of power here. They have the Jeff. We do have to look out for and potentially try to dodge Shang-Chi, but it is what it is. I think we can move our Vision into Atlantis, and then that's going to give our Taskmaster, what, a 21 power target to copy, and then we have the Kitty Pryde as well. So we're going to be able to output an awful lot, like an ugly amount of power, and we have the flexibility of Vision, which I don't know, we may move, we may not. Ooh, they go Legion into Atlantis. Interesting. So they are going to have initiative here. We're going to go with a gut read. I think they try to do a Shang-Chi into this lane. So we're going to move our Vision to solo this Atlantis location. That way when it copies with Taskmaster, hopefully it will copy the extra power. Maybe we can get the win here. If not, we are forcing a tie in this lane. A lot of gut reads happening here, but that is what we're going to stick with. I'm willing to risk the 8 cubes very early on in round number 1 of our second match in the Gold Conquest. I'm willing to risk it. Comes down to a big gut read. Does Dinghy Alien, oh my gosh, I've been calling them, oh no, they did play the oh no, Captain Marvel, okay. We can breathe a little bit easier. They did not play Shang-Chi, interestingly enough. And so we have the Vision, the 21 power massive behemoth here, and then the 21 over here, and then the 13 in Atlantis. Their Captain Marvel does move back over into the right lane, but it is enough to win that lane. We win the other two pretty heavily, and we are able to secure the quick and easy early 8 cubes, which is what we want to do. We want to get in and get out of these games as quickly as possible, because if the Silk deck has time to cook, it can absolutely just drop fire onto you. And so we want to be able to surprise them, grab some early games where possible. And we do get the retreat from Dinghy Alien. Always a pleasure. It's unfortunate when the first round does not go in your favor. We will take the second battle victory, and just like that, I think it's like, what, 10 minutes in, and we are into battle number 3. Let's see if we can hold that one down as quickly as well. All right, last up we have Chanio. The first location is Asteroid M, which was the downfall of Dinghy Alien. I think they had a little bit of early just comfort in that location and being able to move those 3 or 4 cost cards, and it didn't end up being enough. We always have to return the Spider-Man point when possible. I don't know if we're going to go with the Taskmaster line or not, or the Shuri line. So I almost don't even want to do the Kitty Pryde. I would almost rather do like an Angela, because we may need to spread that power. Just getting a mid-range Kitty Pryde, I think this is a little bit safer for us. And so we're going to go with the Angela. I know if it ends up being the Shuri and Taskmaster line, we lose out on a little bit of power, but we get some flexibility in the process. Unfortunately, the Nexus is the far right location, and so it doesn't do us a lot of good. Let's go ahead and do the Kitty Pryde. We're going to do our armor in the right lane. That way we can stack some big cards. We can actually yank Hell's Kitchen away. No, we can yank the Nexus away on the last turn if they stack too heavily here, and that should be able to give us an easy win in these other 2 lanes. And so that's kind of the threat that Legion brings to the table, is that locations that otherwise are very committed all-in locations are now just kind of question marks. And so if the opponent doesn't know that we have the Legion in play, they may overly stack into the Nexus, and then we can punish it elsewhere. Unfortunately, their Iron Lad is going to pull over into Asteroid M, so it doesn't get to stick into the Nexus like we would necessarily want. But if it looks like we're going to win the Nexus, we can leave it as is. If it looks like we may potentially get outpowered, then we will pivot. So they had the Nick Fury. I'm assuming they have the Devil Dino build. Although there was a little brief period of time where there was an absolutely wild case of people running the Nick Fury without Devil Dino, and so it was just like Collector. I don't know. I just feel like Devil Dino is a core piece. It's so hard for me to cut the Devil Dino. And so we do go ahead and continue buffing up the Angela. They have Hawk in the right lane that also gets pulled into Asteroid M. My goodness. They can't get anything to stick into the Nexus. They will be able to do the Devil Dino over there, but is that enough? I don't know. Let's go Forge and then the Kitty Pryde. We can do Kitty Pryde, Taskmaster, and then Jeff on the last turn. It really depends on what they get to in play in the Nexus. I'm thinking the Devil Dino makes a lot of sense. They didn't do Moon Girl, so it just comes down to whatever resource Nick Fury gave them. I'm not crazy in thinking that like this is a solid play, right? Other than them drawing 1-cost cards and buffing up their Devil Dino, we have a pretty comfortable lead in the left lane. This should give us a really comfortable lead here. The only thing I'm thinking is that maybe overkill in Hell's Kitchen. Like maybe we need to invest more into Asteroid M just in case something pulls over there. Let's do this. We're going to split the difference, but we are going to change Asteroid M instead of Hell's Kitchen. Let's go ahead and lock this in. It is for 8. Early on, they stack into the Nexus, buffing up their Devil Dino, playing whatever other resources they have over there. But the Nick Fury pulls into Asteroid M, which is devastating for us. Oh no, they have had such a fight at keeping things over there. I don't know if the Legion, it is enough to secure that left lane. I wasn't sure after everything was said and done if it was going to do the trick, but the Legion comes in absolutely critical in giving us an 8 cube early on. I don't know which line Chanino said. We didn't get any crazy high rolls, but we were able to make very short work of the Gold Conquest run. My goodness, that was one of the fastest Gold Conquests I've ever done. I didn't at any point in time miss not having the Iceman. Legion came in handy several times over. We're going to go ahead and end the video there. Thank you guys as always for being here. I know it was a short one. I hope that you guys enjoyed it anyways. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.